What's up, everybody? I'm GrizzlyKaun, and today we're going to be breaking down A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Episode 3, The Squire. We start our episode with Egg sneaking off with Thunder, the warhorse, before Dunk wakes up so he can get some practice at being a squire. Egg speaks to Thunder, saying, "So Duncan only has us, and if he loses, he won't even have that. I can get his weapon in his hand, somehow. But then it's up to you." Egg is trying to convince Thunder and himself that with practice they can be the squire and steed that Dunk needs to win his tourney. After a nice training session of carrying lance and sword across the field while Thunder does his laps, a one-eyed stranger appears to Egg, asking if Egg stole that horse. When the stranger asks, "What's wrong with your hair?" Egg replies, "What's wrong with your eye?" We then get a glimpse of exactly what happened to the stranger's eye. Yes, this is Sir Robin Risling. 5 years prior to the current events at Ashford Meadow, Sir Robin lost his eye during a joust. When a lance splintered, he caught a large shrapnel fragment right in his eye. Sir Robin tells Egg he is small for a squire. Egg replies, "I serve Sir Duncan the Tall. He's large enough for the both of us." Though he takes his leave, this is not the last time that we'll be seeing Sir Robin Risling this season. When Egg returns to camp, Dunk is sewing a patch on some clothes. Egg asks if that should be his job, but when Dunk asks if he knows how, he stays silent. Sir Dunk tries his best to be a stern master to Egg and gives him orders to do around the camp, but his soft spot for Egg wins him over, and instead, he teaches Egg to sew. In this episode, we get a lot of relationship building between Dunk and Egg. I think Dunk is really starting to come around to the idea of keeping Egg on as a squire permanently, and he sees him as a friend, even as a little brother. And what better way to show this brotherly dynamic by asking questions like,
"Is it odd that I have black hair growing out of my stones?"
It's odd that you're telling me.
As Egg sings a bonny tune as he whittles a stick, Sir Dunk is behind a wall puking from his nerves. Dunk is nervous about joining the lists for the day's matches, but when he asks Egg to get his armor ready, Egg tells him, "The right of the first challenge goes to the knights of high birth and renown."
Then why have I been vomiting all morning?
It's a mystery.
So instead of joining the matches, Dunk and Egg set off to the market to find supplies to make a nice breakfast sandwich. In the market, Sir Dunk runs into Tanzel Too-Tall, who tells him his shield will be ready this evening. After a spot of breakfast, our heroes head off to watch the day's jousts for some entertainment, and we get some more bonding between the two. Tell me down in the comments who your favorite character is for the show so far. I'm having a real hard time deciding. The actors who portray Dunk and Egg are just absolutely killing it. Watching the show so far has been like the book just coming to life right in front of me, and it's been a really cool experience. I could not sing enough praises for this show. We then get a small scene between the two where Egg tells Dunk that he could be happy living in a quiet life on a nice piece of land one day after serving a lord in a great campaign. Just when Dunk is about to tell Egg that he will keep him on as a squire if he wins the tourney, Dunk is interrupted by Plumber, the master of games, who would like a word. Once away from prying eyes and ears, Plumber gives Dunk a proposition. Lord Ashford has overspent on the tourney, and in order to make a great sum back, Plumber would like Dunk to joust against the Lord's youngest son, Sir Andro, where Andro will throw the match, allowing Lord Ashford to bet on Dunk and win a great sum of money, and Dunk will move ahead in the tourney, winning Sir Andro's arms, armor, and horse. Sir Dunk, however, doesn't like the idea of a victory that he hasn't earned himself. Plumber tells Dunk to think on it, and he will seek an answer by the next day. All of a sudden, the tourney horn blows, and the match between Aerion Targaryen and Sir Humphrey Harding is about to begin. Aerion, being the slimy bastard that he is, aims too low on purpose and spears Sir Humphrey's horse through the neck, causing the horse to fall over on top of Sir Humphrey's leg, breaking it. This causes an uproar with the crowd, and Egg becomes upset at the sight of the horse dying, so Dunk and Egg head off to enjoy a pint of ale at Lionel's tent, where they have a philosophical conversation about a three-fingered prostitute named Alice, and wonder if her name was actually Alice.
Perhaps her name does not matter then. It's her story that abides.
Her name is Hope, sir. Belongs to all who invoke it.
After leaving the tent, they take a stroll through the market, where they run into a fortune teller. Dunk receives a nice fortune of, "You shall know great success and be richer than a Lannister," while Egg's fortune doesn't seem so bright. Egg is told, "You shall be king, and die in a hot fire, and worms shall feed upon your ashes, and all who know you shall rejoice in your dying." Fuck. I thought this part was pretty cool because if you know who Egg is, you kind of know what happens to him in the rest of his life. Of course, this is referring to the tragedy of Summerhall, which no one really knows exactly what happened. When writing the history books, A maester accidentally spilled an inkwell onto the page that describes what happens at the tragedy of Summerhall, so we're kind of left to guess at what happened, but if you know, you know. Egg is deeply disturbed by this while Dunk brushes it off as nonsense. Seconds later, they run into Raymond Fossaway, who invites Dunk to his tent for a cup of cider. Egg volunteers to wait at Talia Too Tall's tent, say that 5 times fast, to watch the show and retrieve Sir Dunk's shield after the show is over. As our heroes split up, Dunk has a conversation with Raymond about the day's match, and Raymond tells us what he really thinks of Aryan Brightflame.
The only honourable thing a Targaryen can do for this realm is finish on his wife's tits. So I think he meant to kill the fucking horse. We got a bit carried away there.
While Egg watches a show where Tanzel fights a dragon and slays it, right in front of Aryan himself. All of a sudden, Egg bursts into the tent where Dunk is drinking cider, screaming,
And the youngest.
Sir Dunk, you have to come! Aryan's hurting her!
Sir Dunk rushes off to see what's going on and enters Tanzel's tent just in time to watch Aryan break her finger. The sight of Aryan hurting Tanzel sets him into a blind rage, and Dunk rushes forward to beat the dragon bloody.
You got knocked the fuck out!
Once restrained by the guards, Aryan tells Dunk that Tanzel is a traitor, the dragon not ever lose. As Dunk loosened one of Aryan's teeth, they will start by breaking out all of Dunk's teeth. As they force Dunk down to bite the stage in classic American History X fashion, Egg burst in just in time, telling the guards not to hurt him. When Dunk tells Egg to be quiet or they'll hurt him too, Egg replies,
No, they won't. If they do, they'll answer to my father.
telling the guards to release Dunk, calling the guards by name. Aryan, looking confused, then asks what happened to Egg's hair. Egg replies, I cut it off, brother. I didn't want to look like you. The grand reveal! That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Egg is short for Aegon Targaryen. And so the squire is revealed to be a prince. Once again, I cannot give this show enough praise. The characters, the way it's shot, the wardrobe design, the props, everything is just perfect. While these episodes aren't very long each week, going back to watch them back to back has been a great experience. Each episode blends so smoothly together. It's almost like watching a movie when you watch them back to back. It's wonderful. Now that we've reached our main conflict for the season, I cannot wait to watch the rest of it unfold. The second half is going to be amazing. I hope you've enjoyed the breakdown. We'll be here breaking it down each week, so be sure to check back for more. If you like reviews like this on movies, TV, and games, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thanks for stopping in. I'm GrizzlyKaun, and the cave is always open.